Dennis and I took an Amtrak bus from Seattle to Richmond, BC, and we stayed at this place, the River Rock Casino and Hotel, and it was really nice.
We heard from friends that there was a really cool festival happening just a walk from where the River Rock Casino was. So Debbie and I decided to take a walk, and this is what we found. It was pretty interesting, and we had a really good time there. But we didn't stay for very long because we wanted to go back to the casino, go back to the hotel room. But it was fun.
We made it to Montreal. The first thing we did was take a walk along the neighborhood.
We found this little place. We had Mexican food. The atmosphere there was fun.
It was really fun. We had a good time. We took a walk along St. Laurent Boulevard. It was so beautiful. It was a great first night.
I have a question for you. How come there's so many different languages that are spoken here?
Well, we had a lot of immigration. So first, we were a French colony first. So Canada has 10 provinces, and one of them is Quebec, where French is spoken mainly. And by the other reason why we have so many languages is because we had a lot of immigration.
Our guide took us up to Montreal. Get it? Montreal, Montreal. This is St. Joseph's Cathedral. Father Andre, the founder of the cathedral. This is the top of Montreal. It had a fantastic view, and wait for the surprise.
This building is a tribute to Leonard Cohen. We went to Old Town and we saw lots of galleries there. I wish we could see them all, but we just didn't have time.
This is the Notre Dame Cathedral in Old Town, Montreal. We went inside and there was a young youth choir singing. We got up early the next day and walked miles to find this bagel shop.
This is a very famous bagel shop and has a great reputation. We just had to figure out how to get there.
And it's supposed to be even better than New York bagels. Take a look at these. They were fantastic. What do you think, honey?
It was great. We had a great time there. It was yummy, yummy, yummy.
It's all about food. This is our last night, and we went to the Hotel Bonaparte and had a fabulous meal. It was a great ending to a wonderful trip.
This is day 4, and we're off to Quebec City.
How civilized, bloody Caesars on the train. We made it to Quebec City. Our hotel is right outside the gates of Old Town. So we decided to take a little walk around the old town of Quebec City. What to eat?
In the upper town here, everything was rebuilt by the British. So everything is British architecture. Oh yes, they bombarded everything. Because before they reached the place where they could climb, they couldn't find a place to climb. And for 2 months, night and day, they bombarded. Okay? So this is British architecture all the way. This is pretty run down. I hope they'll do something with this house soon enough. But we'll stop in front of another French house.
And this is the French architecture Anne was talking about.
It is the oldest building in Quebec City, and we actually had a meal there because this has been converted to a restaurant.
And how could I resist a photo of the women pioneers of Quebec?
If you want to stay in this lovely hotel, it's $1,000 a night.
So then we took a bus tour.
We are on our way to Halifax via rail, and we slept in the train all night, and we're awaiting the opportunity for breakfast here pretty soon. We're now in Campbellton. It's one of the stops along the way.
That's awesome.
And we get a chance to just be outside for a few minutes until they start up again.
Made it to Halifax, last stop.
It is.
Hi, and welcome to the Marriott Harborside in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. This is the bathroom.
How about that?
How about that?
Just want to introduce my viewers to Paul, who's taking us around. He's taking us around Halifax, and I think we're going to make it up to Peggy's Cove later.
Yes, we will.
Not labor, later.
Later.
But this is Paul, and he's
folks.
he's guiding us, and he is full of history's knowledge.
And he's a Halifax native, born and raised.
Haligonian.
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 Haligonian, Haligonian.
Exactly.
Huh,
Hadn't heard that before.
hadn't heard that before. See?
A few years ago, there were people in your country that started protesting statues and that.
Yeah.
Well, here in Halifax, the native community, the Mi'kmaq tribe, they started protesting the statue of Edward Cornwallis that was put up here in the park. Reason being is Edward Cornwallis actually put a bounty on the head of the indigenous people here in Nova Scotia.
Yikes.
And so we could understand where they were coming from in that. And they actually did take the statue down, and they renamed the park to Peace and Friendship Park. Titanic was part of the White Star shipping line. And after it sank and they were burying the victims here, White Star paid for the headstones for all the victims.
So these gravestones here are people who died from the Titanic, and some of them have names and some of them only have numbers, because they could identify some of them but not all of them.